Following the All-Star break, Wareham starts its sprint to the finish line right here at Spillane Field. It's game 29 of the Cape League season. And with that, we welcome you into the Gatemen pregame show brought to you by Cranberry Federal Credit Union. That's Joe Henry. I'm Adam Hipsky. Joe, an interesting one. Wareham gets a couple of days off after what felt like a marathon stretch of baseball.
Certainly 10 games in 10 days, in part due to the weather, and Wareham looked as taxed as any team by the end of it. And while they were one of the better teams in the league for the first portion of that stretch, I think they did show a lot of signs of fatigue in the last couple. You drop 2 straight, you get the 2 days off over the weekend. Of course, some guys busy with the All-Star festivities, but overall the team as rested as it has been in a long time, but you got to get going right once more. You have 7 games the next 7 days, another off day until Monday. So hopefully a team that's a little more rejuvenated now, fresher in the bullpen certainly, and ready to go because they still have some ground to gain here in the playoff race.
Absolutely. 2 games back, 4 points back of Cotuit. You mentioned the 10 games in 10 days. A reason for that was the matchup with Falmouth split into 2 different days. So it didn't go down as a start, but Jaden Barfield took the mound to start the game. It was in the 3rd inning. But today, the left-hander out of Oklahoma gets his first official start of the summer.
It's going to be his 8th appearance, his 2nd start in effect, because he went 4 innings out of the bullpen in that Falmouth game after the resumption in the 3rd inning, and those were his best 4 innings of the year. Struck out 7 over that frame. He was all over the strike zone, something that he has been consistently, but increasing those whiff numbers. He's one of a few guys in the Gatemen pitching staff that is on an upward trajectory, and a big start in front of him as the Gatemen badly need to gain some ground here in the race.
Jaden Barfield trying to give Wareham a quality start, and our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel is with him now.
Thanks, guys. Here with the starting pitcher for the Gatemen, Jaden Barfield. Jaden, you've been here a couple weeks now. How's it been being part of the Gatemen family?
It's been pretty awesome, just coming out here and competing with everybody. It's just great to play the game that everybody loves. So.
Well, for you, playing back at Oklahoma University, you won that College World Series. You know a little bit about a winning culture. Tell me about the one back at Oklahoma.
Just pretty awesome. Just the way everybody clicked in the locker room, everybody just loved each other. So that's what really helped us push through the season and was able to make that good run towards the end of the year.
Being with the Gatemen, what do you see about this team that you just really enjoy from a team culture standpoint?
Everybody gets along here, you could just tell by the bus rides, just walking past everybody knows each other, everybody's saying what's up to each other. So that's the good team chemistry that we got.
I heard that you guys play Mafia on the bus rides. Who's been winning so far?
I would say best Mafia player would probably have to be maybe Schweitzer, Jake Schweitzer, yeah.
How come?
He just sneaks around and just hangs low, so he can just get past everybody.
Well, Jaden, focusing on today, as I mentioned before, starting pitcher, what are you going to focus on with your game?
Really just attacking everybody, just throwing strikes, getting ahead early, and just trying to get low pitch count with every batter, every inning. So.
Well, Jaden, wishing you the best, guys. Back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Jaden tries to give Wareham that quality start, but it's the offense that needs to deliver some run support. And today, 2 of the top 3 Cape League All-Stars in the order tonight for Ryan Smythe, Levi Clark and RJ Hamilton trying to power Wareham to a victory.
Yeah, it's imperative that Levi Clark's in the order when you think of the other side, because Harwich leads the league in stolen bases by a mile, so you have to have a guy with a strong arm back there. He's been that guy. He's scuffled a little bit and maybe needed the All-Star break and now has a chance to break out once more, but he's an All-Star for a reason, and we've seen so many positive signs from this Wareham offense over the past 15 days or so, but the 2 things that I think they really struggle with in the last few days were just patience and attacking when you're ahead in the count. That's something the Gatemen have done well, but they have not been patient enough, and I think that is a product of just fatigue. When you're tired, you're going to take swings early in the count, you're going to make earlier outs. I want to see them work deeper in the count against a guy in Jason Flores on the mound for Harwich, who has had a penchant for the walks this summer and in his collegiate days as well. I think the key to this one is going to be very patient, not attacking that first pitch, but waiting until you're ahead in the count.
Yeah, Clark and Hamilton, a couple of mainstays in the lineup, but there's a new face for Wareham today, Dylan Passo. He'll bat 7th and play first base. Joe, Gatemen going up against a Mariners team that, when you talk about the record, Harwich looks much better, but today Wareham sort of starting to get into desperation mode. What do they need to do to pick up a win?
Well, I talked about the patience. I think that's important. I would also say trust your bullpen. You have a lot of guys out of the pen that have started to find their roles. That was something the Gatemen took a long time to figure out. It's no one's fault in particular, but maybe around that midway point, the 20-game mark, you had guys start to thrive in these higher leverage roles, guys like Ty Stark who need to go back into that lower leverage role, guys who can give you bulk like Jaden Barfield. I think the Gatemen now have a really good working knowledge of who they have in their bullpen, and against a very balanced Harwich offense, it's going to be important to attack matchups and start treating these matchups like playoff games. I think you'll see this unit start to get more aggressive with its moves to the bullpen. I think that's a good thing.
That's Joe Henry. I'm Adam Hipsky. First pitch between the Gatemen and Mariners right around the corner. Our post-game coverage continues on the Wareham Gatemen YouTube channel. After the All-Star break, it's full steam ahead for the Wareham Gatemen with 12 games to go, and it starts today against the Harwich Mariners as the Gatemen continue to try and power their way into a playoff spot in the West Division. Welcome to Spillane Field for game number 29 of the Cape League Summer. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, Wareham gets a couple of days to reset, barely even play an All-Star game, but you get the All-Star break nonetheless, and now the Gatemen begin the run.
Hoping that can kind of reset themselves heading into this final stretch. Had a 3-game win streak before dropping back-to-back games ahead of that break. So they've been gaining positive momentum, sit just 2 games back right now of Cotuit for the final playoff spot. Everything very much in play, but they just have to get back to that brand of baseball they were playing just before those 2 games before the break.
As the Gatemen search for this spark, what better person to look at than Kate Elam in the lineup today for the first time in more than a week?
Well, and that's the reason why we're highlighting him, is this guy has been a power threat, and you see it right there. He's played in 20 of 29 games for the Gatemen, and he's started to find it. Started off the season really, really rough. Had a stretch there where he didn't have a hit across the first 5 games of the season, but after that really started to pick it up, and he's been a consistent bat. So you're hoping that he can provide some offensive spark in the lineup.
Katie Elam, through that first 5-game stretch that you mentioned, Dan, he was 0 for 15. Then, before this injury, starts playing like a Cape League All-Star. Now on the Harwich side, a guy that is a Cape League All-Star, we won't have to wait very long to see him. He bats first for the visiting Mariners, and it's Cullen Larson out of Boston College.
Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Larson, a 300 hitter on the season. He has really been good in the leadoff spot because he can steal bases and set the table. He's 15 for 21 on stolen bags attempts so far this season. He has been a guy that just gets aboard. You see it right there. The batting average is at 300, and you see him among those top of the players for those ranks in the CCBL. He has been excellent. He's going to look to hop all over Jaden Barfield here early on in this game. Wareham certainly doesn't hope so, but he has been an impact player for Harwich.
Harwich at 17-11. Still a few games back, looking for that second spot in the East Division. Wareham 9-19, and a pair of games back from the 4th and final spot in the West. We will take a quick break. First pitch right around the corner. Jaden Barfield takes the mound for the Gatemen right here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Wareham and Harwich in Game 29 of the Cape League season as the Gatemen get ready to start their trot out here at Spillane Field. Wareham, Dan, it's an interesting spot because we mentioned it a little bit ago. right now they're in the battle for that 4th spot, and despite losing each of their last 2 heading into the break, it still feels like they're picking up a little bit of momentum.
Well, it certainly does. Just the brand of baseball they've been playing has been so much sharper than that first half of the season where it really felt like a struggle all around. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. But here in these last few games down the stretch, the swings have been so much better, and the defense has been clean. You go back, though, to the Bourne game right ahead of the break. That was a sloppy one. Wareham was kind of handing Bourne chances, and that's a team that was going to take advantage of the mistakes. Wareham looks to cut that down in this game, and you see Jaden Barfield on the mound. He's a guy who pitched in that last game before the break, and he was sharp in that one. Pitched an inning and 2/3 with a hit. Hopes to carry that same momentum into this start.
Yeah, Barfield, the 5'9", 215-pounder, making his 7th appearance of the summer. Dan, while it wasn't technically a start, it kind of felt like it against Falmouth, and that was when he looked really at his best, I think, of the entire summer.
Yeah, he certainly did, and that was weird because obviously he started the game and then the game was called off, so we had to resume it. But he pitched really well in that game. He went 3 innings in that one, 4 hits, but what I like more than anything is he had 7 punch-outs in that one. So he was just attacking the zone, making those Commodores uncomfortable. And sure, that's a team as well that strikes out a lot. But Barfield, in his last couple of appearances, has just pounded the strike zone, let his defense do the rest of the work, and that's what he needs to do again here tonight.
For Barfield, he goes up against a Harwich lineup. And while Barfield is one of just 2 Gatemen pitchers with 2 wins, it's a Mariners lineup that has picked up a whole lot more because of this offensive output.
Yeah, I mean, you want to look up and down their lineup. It's just hitter after hitter after hitter. This is a squad that ranks first in the Cape League in batting average, first in hits, first in doubles. They really do it all, first in stolen bases as well. They put lots of pressure on your defense. Similar to Bourne, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
And a big reason for that is the stolen bases. These guys can run early, and they will often. They lead the Cape League in stolen bases, and it's not particularly close either.
No, not at all. I mean, they have 87 stolen bags on the season. They are nasty. I mean, there's a reason why Colin Larson is in there at the top of the order. So for Wareham, looking for Levi Clark to be on it today, but hopefully for Jaden Barfield's sake, they don't even get on base.
It will be the left-handed starter, Jaden Barfield, to open things up for the Gatemen. Harwich in its batting lineup, 4 left-handed hitters, 5 righties. 4 of the 5 lefties are stacked in the top 6. Now opens with Colin Larson, one of the left-handed hitters, a Cape League All-Star. Takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner, and we are underway at Spillane Field with the 6:02 first pitch. No one count. A couple of days off, Wareham trying to get back in the win column. Fouled straight back. I think a big part in Wareham's attempt to make this surge for the final spot in the West Division playoffs comes down to its defense. No balls, 2 strikes. Barfield sets and fires.
I totally agree with you. I mean, again, this team had errors in 14 of the first 15 games that they played. They went 3-12 in that stretch. Defense has been key, keeping things close behind the plate. Just overall playing a more sharp brand of baseball.
Slider outside, a take for Colin Larson. It's been a really good thread atop of this Harwich lineup. Has stolen 15 bases, batting .301. Barfield's 1-2. Swing and a miss. As good of a start as you can ask for Jaden Barfield. 1 up, 1 down, and he gets the very dangerous Colin Larson to go down on strikes.
Really, that's what he's done in these last couple of appearances. He's just been attacking. I think he was a little bit hesitant in those first couple where he kind of got banged around. He's really pitching with no fear out there right now.
It gives us a chance to take a look at the Wareham defense as Nico Brini digs in for the Mariners. And we talk about how big of a cohesive unit this needs to be. when you talk about the 9 defensively if they want to start turning some of these losses into wins.
100%. I mean, you look up and down. Henry DeGiorgio has become your everyday shortstop. That outfield is starting to become everyday. You switch around the center fielder a little bit. The big one that's added in, Dylan Passo. He's a new addition to this team. Experienced guy heading into his sophomore year at Notre Dame. He's going to be sharp over there at first.
Barfield to 1. Hit on the ground, right side. Elam gloves, throws to first, and Dylan Passo holds it in for his first put out of the season, 4-3, and there's 2 down in the first.
Well, there you go. Again, if you are Jaden Barfield, this is all you need to do. Pitch your best stuff, throw it in the zone, force the weak contact. That's what he's done so well. That's why he's been effective.
Ty Smolinski steps in, the third hitter today for Harwich. And going back to this defense, when you talk about the outfield moving around, Jason Wax no longer with the Gatemen. So it's R.J. Hamilton in center field today, but we've seen Chase Cruson play there, Dylan Dubovic on occasion. There's enough outfielders to get by through committee, so we've hit the home stretch, but right now you feel like those 3 might be pretty consistent mainstays from here on out.
Yeah, their bats as well are part of the reason that they're out there, because they are just so consistent for Wareham at the plate, but they can also hold their own out in the field.
Foster Apple with the day off today. Another outfielder, as well as Carter Groen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Smolinski. Outside corner called a strike, and the shortstop from Kansas State is behind 1-2. Barfield trying to pick up a clean 1-2-3 first. It's a Harwich team that leads the Cape League in batting average. Barfield, the 1-2, swing and a miss. Couple of strikeouts in the first inning, and Barfield sends down the Harwich top of the order in order. Harwich nothing, Wareham to swing it for the first time today when we return on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Bottom of the first at Spillane Field. No score between the Mariners and Gatemen, and Harwich sends out one of its most dangerous arms. It's Jason Flores, the right-hander from Texas, set to transfer to Georgia. And Dan, he's got a fastball that touches 98 that can overpower Gatemen hitters.
And you know what he also has? An ERA of 0 so far this season. And you see it right there. It's a question mark on when the first earned run is going to be put across for him, because he has just been ever so dominant. 5 innings for him, 6 strikeouts. You see it right there. He also doesn't allow a lot of hits, just 3 so far. So we'll see how he does today. Wareham is going to try and crack him. And this, an offense that has kind of slowed down over the last few days. Another uphill battle here against Flores.
And Flores, you see the question mark. Wareham tries to solve that question today and sends out this lineup. It's a Gatemen team that has started to find their footing in the batter's box, but nonetheless, they rank dead last in the Cape League in runs per game and second to last in batting average. They swing it at a 216 clip, but the main one that catches my eye, Dan, it's Dylan Passo making his debut with the Gatemen.
Well, and he's a skilled hitter. He batted 294 this past season with Notre Dame, 25 RBIs, a guy in his freshman season. Just came up from Kingsport out down in the Appy League, and batted .275 there with 27 RBIs. So another skillful hitter. He provides some left-handed power, which actually helps the diversity in this order because you got Connor Cuff up there. He's another guy that has some pop. DeGiorgio is a lefty bat with more contact swing. He brings the power.
R.J. Hamilton, Connor Cuff, and Levi Clark to open things up in the bottom of the first, trying to back up their starter, Jaden Barfield, who just tossed a clean 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Flores from his windup. First pitch fastball up and in at 95 miles an hour. Flores did touch 100 miles per hour this past spring. That was with Texas. The 1-0. Back to the fastball outside, and Hamilton ahead 2 balls, no strikes. R.J. Hamilton, one of Wareham's 4 Cape League All-Stars, although they didn't make it very far into the game.
Not at all.
Still got to take part in all of the festivities. 2-0. 3 straight fastballs, none have located the zone, and Hamilton's ahead 3-0.
Take the walk.
All-Star game canceled after just 2 innings. Ethan Bioto did take the mound. Flores trying to avoid a 4-pitch walk to start his day. He can't.
All right.
Leadoff man aboard for the Gatemen in the bottom of the first, and Hamilton works a walk. Pretty easy one to start out his day.
Yeah, that one was more than easy. He just had to stand there, watch the fastball sail across his body. Flores never really challenged him throughout that entire AB.
It'll bring up Connor Cuff, the third baseman that's still relatively new with Wareham, but with how explosive his bat has been, an easy slot in for Ryan Smythe in the top half of this order. First pitch of the day inside the zone for Jason Flores is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Outside corner for strike 1. Gatemen have not played the Mariners since June 29th, nearly a month ago. The 0-1 inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Final time that these two sides will play, and of course the first matchup was one of the most memorable of the season for Wareham. The go-ahead grand slam to take down Harwich, walk them off. Runner on the move, hit up the middle, sinking fast, base hit. Hamilton on his way to third. He could score. He gets the wave around. Throw comes in, it's cut off, and an RBI double for Connor Cuff. 2 batters in, Wareham has a 1-0 lead.
Connor Cuff has been really good as of late, slashing it at a 345 mark heading into this game. That across 8 contests so far, and he just loves to put the ball in play. Smacks one into the gap there. Wareham was already executing the hit and run, allows Hamilton to come home. That's what you need to do here. Get ahead early on this Harwich team. A beautiful job. Just 2 batters in for the Gatemen.
And Jason Flores' first run allowed of the summer. We talked about what kind of question mark that is. And then today, Wareham figures it out early on. First pitch to Levi Clark inside. So after R.J. Hamilton, 1 Cape League All-Star comes in, Levi Clark, the other Wareham hitter that was selected to play in the game, digs in for the Gatemen, trying to add on to this 1-0 lead. Flores comes home. 1-1 on Levi Clark after Connor Cuff's 4th RBI of the summer. Clark, the lone volunteer here with the Gatemen after the departure of Ethan Bioto. 1-1. Ground ball up the middle, kicks off the bag into right center field. Cuff gets the wave around. Kirikov comes in. There's no play. 3 batters in. Wareham leads it 2-0 after the RBI single with a little bit of magical help from the second base bag.
You take all the lucky breaks you can get, that's for sure. Ball hit just straight up the middle. James had it, but it bounced off the bag, and hey, 3 straight hitters aboard for Wareham to start the game, 2 across. You couldn't ask for a much better start.
And still nobody out, and Dylan Dubovic tries to keep the line moving. The left fielder out of Miami with a runner on first. Flores, rough start to his day. Dubovic comes up swinging. Really just a 3-pitch mix for Flores. We've seen plenty of the fastball. Also has a sinker and slider. That time went for the slider. Dubovic behind 0-1. Early gets a piece of Dubovic. Back-to-back games with a hit. Trying to make it 3 in a row. After a 4-game hit streak, it was snapped against YD. Responded with ones in back-to-back games. The 1-1. Punched right side, on the line, just foul. That's extra bases, rolling to the corner. Potentially could score Levi Clark from first, but instead it's a 1-2 count. After a couple of bad breaks for Harwich, Wareham gets one that time.
Oh, ever so close. That was without a doubt going to be an RBI double, but not to be.
Kind of like the move there from Curtis Byrne, the Gatemen first base coach, bending backwards, trying to give our cameras a chance to see it down the line.
He's very considerate.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 94-mile-an-hour fastball outside. Evens it up at 2-2. So after Hamilton worked a leadoff walk in the first, back-to-back hits from Connor Cuff and Levi Clark has Wareham up 2-0 early. Swing and a miss. Dubovic down on strikes. Flores finally gets that first out. Goes to the slider at 82. There's one away.
Unfortunate, too, after Dubovic roped that one down the line. He goes down on strikes, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Brings up Chase Cruson, the right fielder, set to transfer to Pitt as we take a look at Harwich and how this team lines up defensively. First time we'll see Nico Brini this summer. Couple of interesting ones, Dan. Quentin Coates over at third, making just his 4th start at third base, and Sean James, the second baseman, making just his 2nd start of the summer at that position.
Yeah, definitely a little bit funky from Harwich, but they are clearly prioritizing bats over defense right now, and that's what they need to do in what is a tightly contested East Division race.
Cruson nubs one foul. It's a clean outfield today for Harwich. None of the 3 outfielders have committed an error this season. It's the only other one that's really catches your eye is Braden Jackson. The catcher has thrown out just 1 runner that's attempted to steal a base this summer. Pitch to Cruson. Sinker called a strike. Obviously, Cruson, a new addition to the Gatemen this summer, but a Cape League All-Star last year with Wareham. Didn't have enough time to make his case. Runner on the move, pitch inside. The throw is high, and Clark with a slide beats it, but didn't have a great jump, but not a laser of a throw from Jackson.
No, it was a little bit behind it right there, but the throw, if he got it a little bit more down, he probably would have beat it, but a nice job by Clark to slide away from the bag and move up. You rarely see that from Levi Clark as well.
Second one of the summer for Clark. 2-2, popped out of play. Cruson had an 0-for-3 debut with Wareham against YD, but since then has bounced back with hits in consecutive games. A 2-for-4 day against the Kettleers, and then picked up a single against Bourne in the final game before the All-Star break. Trying to make it a 3-game hit streak here on the 2-2. Slider low of the zone. Cruson holds a swing. Full count with a runner in scoring position. Flores trying to respond after allowing a couple of runs in the first. The payoff. Short hop over to James at second. Bobs it over to first in time as Clark moves from second to third, but there's 2 outs.
Yeah, and Cruson just kind of rolled over that one, hit it to the right side, but did a nice job of working deep into the count. Wareham as a team has really forced Flores to throw a lot of pitches here in the first frame. He's up to 22, so this has been a really good start, obviously from Barfield on the defensive side of things, but really the Wareham offense.
So here's Foster Apple, the designated hitter today. Getting a couple of days off in the field defensively with the All-Star break, and then also DH'd in the game before. That was on Friday against Bourne. Runner on third and 2 outs. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Just one infielder playing to the right of the bag. Apple takes low. You see it right there. Sean James, the second baseman, all the way to the left of the base. Trying to play the tendencies of Foster Apple. The 1-0. 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Up and away for ball 2.
That's a big hole. We haven't seen teams really play this aggressive of a shift on Foster Apple.
Trying to make them pay for it. 2 balls, no strikes. Flores out of the windup. Fastball at 96 down the middle. It's a 2-1 count. Apple with 5 RBIs this summer, but none since June 29th. That was against Harwich. Tries to add to that total. Bring home Levi Clark. 2-1, up the middle. Even with the shift, it kicks off the glove of James into left field. Run comes in, and Foster Apple might not beat the shift, but he beats Jason Flores and gives Wareham a 3-0 lead.
Well, there you go. Doesn't have to be pretty. It was a good piece of hitting. Tough play for James. I'm not sure he would have made that regardless of the backhand right there. But Foster Apple battled. He got one as middle as it comes. Took advantage of it, even with the shift.
So now the debut of Dylan Passo comes in a 3-0 game with a runner on first. The pitch loads up, holds. Sinker on the inside corner. Does go down as an RBI single for Foster Apple. 6th of the summer for the recent USC Upstate commit. The 0-1. Grounded up the middle. Slow roller Smolinski takes it to the bag himself. And an easy 6 unassisted put out to retire the side. But not before Wareham strikes first with 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors in the field and 1 runner left on. Jaden Barfield back to work with some run support on the other side.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Can't ask for a much better start if you're Wareham against the 3rd place Harwich Mariners. A 3-run first inning, an RBI double from Connor Cuff, and then a single where Levi Clark got a little bit lucky off the second base bag, scored Connor Cuff. Just 3 batters in, Wareham had a 2-0 lead, and then finally Foster Apple caps it off with the RBI single on the infield grass. And now Jaden Barfield back to work for the Gatemen, trying to protect a 3-0 lead against the middle of the Harwich order, starting with Braden Jacksa, who taps one foul, 0-1. But Dan Shalam can't ask for a much better start.
No, just put the ball in play. Good things happen. Couple of balls that took some ricochets on the infield, but it benefited Wareham.
0-1. Grounded. Over to short. To Giorgio, his first chance of the day. It's an easy one. 6-3 put out, a couple of groundouts and a couple of strikeouts for Jaden Barfield. 4 up, 4 down.
Making it easy for himself. Attacking that zone, ball in play, puts it away.
Now Quentin Coates, the third baseman from Cincinnati. As we look at some of the new faces that Wareham has trotted out. Dylan Passo obviously getting the nod today for the Gatemen. And then a couple of pitchers that we'll see over the next couple days. We'll see if any make their first appearance. But Dylan Passo, he's received a couple of assists from his fellow infielders. Certainly bringing some excitement. Just finished up his freshman season where he was really good with Notre Dame. 1 downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Passo, you talk about some of these guys that are just coming into the fold for the Gatemen. Do you worry about a little bit of rust playing a factor? Dylan Passo has been playing summer baseball. He was with the Kingsport Axemen out in the Appalachian League. And then now working his way from out there in the southeast over to the northeast. Playing in the Cape League. First start of the summer for Passo after making 34 in his first season with the Irish. 2-1. Bottom rail, called a strike.
Impressive thing with him, too, is he was playing summer baseball before he even got to college. Was in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League last summer with the Saugerty Stallions, where he was a mainstay in that order. So very experienced with summer ball.
2-2, called strike 3. Drops a curve on the outside corner and paints it for strike 3. The third punch out of the day for Jaden Barfield.
And that was nasty right there. Coates wasn't expecting it whatsoever. He just leaves it there. Really nice work from Jaden Barfield.
Now Sean O'Leary, first baseman from UMass Lowell. The last of the left-handed hitters that Jaden Barfield will face his first time through the order with that inherent left-on-left advantage. After this, it would be 3 straight righties and then back to the top with Colin Larson. And a 1-ball, no-strike count. O'Leary, a local guy out of Foxborough. Here on the Cape for the summer. Lines it foul. Something to be said about O'Leary getting to stay in state. This college baseball and then here in summer ball as well. Looks at a breaking ball inside. Gets ahead in the count 2-1. Barfield trying to go back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Just outside. Now a 3-ball, 1-strike count. First 3-ball count of the day for Jaden Barfield.
That shows you how well he's done.
That was his 22nd pitch of the day. 2 outs and the base is clear. Barfield's 3-1. Outside, 5-pitch walk, first base runner of the day for Harwich. And while O'Leary might not be the most dangerous space-stealing threat in the Mariners lineup, they're not afraid to use him.
No, they're not. 87 steals so far this season. That leads the Cape League. They're basically sending their runners anytime anyone's aboard.
And Levi Clark, definitely the best in terms of cutting down base runners that are trying to steal. He's caught 5 of the 15 that have attempted one on him. Talk about Harwich. You say the number of 87. And impressive enough. 87, we're at game 29 of the season. But when you look at the next best team in the Cape League when it comes to stealing bases, it's Brewster at 70.
pretty efficient, if you ask me.
It's really just another world when you talk about Harwich versus every other team in terms of capabilities to run. Now Tucker Stockman behind 1 and 2. The designated hitter from Southern Mississippi in just his second game of the summer. First start after going 0 for 1 in his first appearance. 1-2 with 2 away. Popped up. Passo, the first baseman, camps under it, and he makes the play. Jaden Barfield allows a 2-out walk, but retires to the side instantly after. We're through an inning and a half at Spillane Field. Wareham leads at 3-0.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Wareham trying to get back in the win column after dropping a couple before the All-Star break. Right now, they're on the right track to do so, leading Harwich 3-0 as Jason Flores goes back to work for the Mariners. But, Dan, it was right when Wareham was starting to play better, and then it started to slide before a couple of days off.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Back-to-back losses after the 3-game win streak. In that Bourne game, it just didn't even feel like they really showed up. The energy was lacking in that game.
First pitch of the inning to Cade Elam in there for a called strike. And the number that I think really separates it is Bourne with 5 hits when runners were in scoring position. Wareham didn't even have 5 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Tough to win games when those are the circumstances. Ground ball to short. Smolinski. It's in time. So Cade Elam goes down in his first at-bat since July 12th. And a much better start to the second for Jason Flores as opposed to the first.
He was just lacking control in that first. And then when he did come inside, he was leaving pitches over the plate because of that lack of control to begin with. That looked a lot sharper.
Now Henry DeGiorgio, a shortstop from Northeastern. Pitch in there for a called strike. Guy no longer rostered for Harwich, but formerly of the Mariners, Ryan Garrity. Thought it was a pretty cool story. DeGiorgio and Garrity played on the same high school team, then moved to the same college team, but Garrity no longer with Harwich, as pretty much every team in the Cape League goes through time of roster turnover.
And really, Wareham's been one of the teams that has had one of the most consistent lineups throughout all the changes from an offense perspective.
1-1 cut on and missed. And Elam and DeGiorgio, 2 perfect examples of that. DeGiorgio wasn't here for about the first week and a half, but made his debut on June 23rd. He's been here since. Right now on a 1-2 count. Flores' delivery just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DeGiorgio batting 9th today for the Gatemen, up against Flores, who before today had yet to allow a run over his first 5 innings of work this summer. Wareham wasted no time, though. 2-2. Couple of games without a hit for Henry DeGiorgio, trying to get back in the hit column today. 3-2. Low for ball 4. It was a 4-pitch walk to start out Flores' outing in the first, but this time he issues his second walk of the day, and it comes with 1 out in the second.
Yeah, not who you want to give it to either, because the lineup flips over now, and you're going against all the guys that did some damage to you in that first frame.
It's R.J. Hamilton, walked and scored. Flores out of the stretch. First pitch hit on the ground, left side. Smolinski's only play is to first. Throws across his body in time. So a couple of 6-3 putouts. An active start to the second for Ty Smolinski. But Wareham moves a runner into scoring position for Connor Cuff.
Yeah, and that was a nice job. DeGiorgio was going on that pitch. Obviously, Wareham was trying to execute the hit and run, but at the very least, they broke up the double play there, and now you give Connor Cuff a shot.
Cuff left it up to no chance. Hamilton was on the move in the first inning when Cuff ripped his RBI double, but still, Hamilton scoring all the way from first. Cuff trying to make it a 2-for-2 day with a couple of RBIs. First pitch. Outer edge, called a strike. Wareham 3, Harwich nothing. All 3 for the Gatemen were in the bottom of the first inning. Flores trying to get around traffic. 0-1 outside. Cuff checks a swing, but he's back. 1-1 the count, bottom of the second. Talked about it earlier this inning, Dan, but right there. With 2 hits already with runners in a scoring position, had just 1 all game against Bourne on Friday night.
Big improvement here today. Coming out swinging, putting the ball in play. I've done that well here still in the second. Pair of groundouts, but I've been putting pressure on the defense.
Flores behind in the count, 2-1. Cut on and missed. Gets himself even quickly. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cuff, after an extremely productive spring with Southeastern Louisiana, 51 RBIs. Trying to get his 5th of the summer. 2-2. Ground ball up the middle, through for a base hit. As DeGiorgio gets the wave around, Wareham scores again. Connor Cuff, a 2-hit day with 2 RBIs in the first 2 innings, and the Gatemen lead it by 4.
That doesn't get much better than 2 out RBIs, and Connor Cuff does a really nice job there. Again, it's not super complicated. Just putting the ball in play and good things happen. That's a perfect example of that.
So a couple of left-handed hitters get on the bases for Wareham. After DeGiorgio makes his way over to second, Connor Cuff brings him in. Brings up Levi Clark now, who also had an RBI his first time up, but swings at a first pitch slider, pops it up sky high, left side, and Smolinski in charge of recording all 3 putouts, but not before Wareham tacks on another 1 run on 1 hit. No errors in the field, and 1 runner left on. Through 2, it's all Wareham. 4-0 the score.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Wareham 4, Harwich nothing. After a very strong start to the day for Gatemen hitters against the starter Jason Flores, who hadn't allowed a run coming into today. And right now, Wareham's pitcher is trying to take a page out of Jason Flores' book when you talk about the first couple of appearances. He has faced 7 hitters, and he sat down 6 of them outside of 1 walk in the second inning. Facing the 8-9-1 hitters now for the Mariners, starting with Micah Kirikoff, the center fielder from Kent State, who takes outside for ball 1, followed by Sean James and Colin Larson. So the first time through the order for Jaden Barfield. Swing and a miss. Kirikoff. It's an extreme base stealing threat for this Harwich team, but just needs to get there. Hitting just 140, but has stolen 8 bases on 9 attempts. One. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. It's an interesting one for Jaden Barfield. You obviously love the run support, but each of the 2 innings that he has been waiting to get back on the mound, it's been a long break because Wareham continues to send an average of 6 hitters to the plate.
It's a good problem to have. A problem that Wareham really hasn't had a lot so far this season.
Yeah, if you would have said that people would be talking about the starting pitchers getting too much rest early in this summer, I would have said you were crazy. Right now 2-2 on Kirikoff, who lifts it high in the air right side. Clark and Passo give it a look off the top of the first base dugout, where Harwich is staying for the evening. Wareham trying to even up the season series at 2 apiece. Harwich looking for that 3-1 edge. Last meeting between these two sides this summer. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Micah Kirikoff. Barfield kicks and fires. Ground ball left side past the diving cuff. And Kirikoff sprinting for second. The throw comes in, not in time. So Dylan Dubovic started to charge, and Kirikoff felt like he could take an extra 90 feet and a leadoff double for Harwich.
Well, that was aggressive, but it worked. I mean, for me, this was just a standard single, but Dubovic he wasn't even slow to it. Kirikoff just pushed it, and he made it there.
And we talked about the kind of threat that Kirikoff possesses on the base paths. He just has to get there. That time, he was there, made the play, and now Harwich has their first runner in scoring position today. Sean James tries to drive him in, second baseman out of Mississippi State. Takes a first pitch slider on the outside corner for strike 1. It's a really good start to the inning for Harwich. Outside of Tucker Stockman, who's taken just 2 at-bats this summer, Micah Kirikoff has the lowest batting average in this Mariners lineup today. But opens up this frame with a leadoff double. Now Sean James tries to get Harwich on the board in a 4-0 game Barfield deals the 1-1. Up and in. First official start of the summer for Jaden Barfield. Right now, looking pretty comfortable, trying to get through this third inning. Getting to work with plenty of run support at his back. Barfield 2-1. Cut on and missed. Count levels at 2-2. James batting 196 this summer, hitting 9th today for the Mariners. Leadoff hitter Colin Larson on deck. Barfield's 2-2. Cut on and missed. Fourth strikeout of the day for Jaden Barfield, and after a leadoff double, he bounces back in a big way, 1 down.
He's been working really well on these right-handed hitters on the outside part of the plate. That's where he attacked James, got him to swing at a ball on the previous pitch, and gets one in the zone right there. Just really nice stuff from Jaden Barfield.
After 3 right-handed hitters in a row, now Barfield faces 3 lefties. Starts with Cullen Larson. Right fielder out of Boston College. Struck out his first time up. Cuts and misses. First pitch fastball, behind 0-1. A Harwich lineup that ranks atop the Cape League in batting average. But one notable mission today, Cade Kurland, the infielder from Florida, who was just named the Cape League Hitter of the Week. They're batting .421 with 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, and a home run. Getting the day off today, though, for the Mariners. Larson behind 0-2. Now he turns and throws to second. DeGiorgio wasn't quite ready for it, but a leaping effort prevents that one from rolling into center field.
He almost handed away a free 90 feet right there.
Barfield still in a no-ball, 2-strike count with Colin Larson, who has 14 RBIs this summer. Trying to score Kirikov from second. It's behind 0-2. Barfield kicks and fires. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jaden Barfield. Back-to-back times being sent to the dugout on strikes for Colin Larson, and there's 2 gone.
He's just frozen on the big breaker right there from Barfield. Goes down on 3 pitches as well. That was not a good at-bat from the leadoff man.
Now Nico Brini, in just his 5th game of the summer, digs in, trying to extend this inning for Harwich, trailing 4-0. Barfield takes a look back at second, now goes home. Fastball downstairs. Brini batting .333 this summer, despite not having a massive sample size there. But has been productive atop this Harwich lineup, batting second today. Swings at the 1-0 slider, rips it into right center field, down, and one-hops the wall. Hamilton loses his hat. He throws in a potential triple for Nico Brini, and in just his 5th game of the summer, he smacks his 2nd triple, and Harwich cracks the scoreboard. It's 4-1.
That ball was ripped out into right center field. Hamilton and Cruson didn't have a chance at it. Bounces off the wall. If it had a little bit more, probably over the wall. But this Harwich squad is speedy up and down, and that's what allows Brini to get over there to third.
3rd RBI of the summer for Nico Brini. Now Ty Smolinski can continue the inning. Swings at a first pitch slider and belts it deep and high in the air to right, and that ball is gone. So after an excellent start for Jaden Barfield, a couple of strikeouts, he gives up a triple and a home run and a double in this inning alone, and Harwich has trimmed the deficit to just 1 in the top of the 3rd.
Disastrous, really. And just back-to-back pitches where the lefties are finally getting to Barfield. He had been dominating them. He worked 1, 2, 3 on this top 3 back in the first, but that time Smolinski tags him, and this guy is such a powerful hitter. just takes it deep, and that ball is gone. 6th home run of the season, and that leads this Harwich team.
Now Braden Jacksa, the cleanup man for Harwich, swings and misses. First runs of the day for Harwich, and also the first runs since the 5th inning on Thursday when they scored 3 runs against Falmouth. 1 cut on and missed. Mariners shut out against YD in the game going into the All-Star break. So we're currently heading into today a little bit of a scoring drought, and then started through the first 2 innings, and Barfield was doing well, continuing that streak. 0-2. Misses. Now a 1-2 count. Smolinski on that home run, his 16th and 17th RBI of the summer. 1-2. And he gets a piece of Jacksa. Hardly grazed him, but he immediately turned to our home plate umpire, Ryan DeMare, and said, "It got me." See it right there.
It did. Grazed him.
Now batting the third baseman, number 25.
After the leadoff double, Barfield dealt back-to-back strikeouts, a triple and a home run, and Harwich goes from down 4-0 to in a 4-3 game in a hurry. First pitch to Quentin Coates. Fastball inside at 90 miles an hour. Right now, Harwich generating some offense, Dan, and it hasn't been from its usual source in terms of trying to steal bases.
No, it's been power. And a team that has been struggling to score runs, like you alluded to a little bit earlier, finally breaking through. They've had the runners in scoring position the last couple of games, just haven't delivered the hits.
1-1. Breaker, tails low. Usually when you talk about Harwich's offense, it's getting walks and trying to steal second and then timely hits. But today, it's been all hitting for extra bases. Swing and a miss on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Coates in a 2-2 count. Three unanswered for Harwich, all coming in this inning. Barfield deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Barfield collects 3 strikeouts in the inning. Harwich responds with 3 runs of its own. It's a 4-3 game. Wareham tries to get him right back in the bottom of the third. 4-5-6, 2 up for the Gatemen when we return on Cape League TV.
From your first car to your dream home to your business venture, the Baldwin Group brings expanded resources as your insurance partner in protecting the possible.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Brand new ball game between Harwich and Wareham, and it's good news for Jason Flores, who gave up 4 runs in his first 2 innings, but his offense trying to pick him up. A 3 spot in the top of the third, and now the Gatemen trying to get over that halfway hump. The hump has been a big one in the first half of the season, Dan.
You see it all around right there. But the bottom bullet is what I want to focus on here. Just 2 wins away from a playoff spot. 2 games out, 4 points heading into the stretch. You see there's positives. RBIs are there. runs necessarily not there. It's been a confusing season. It's been up and down overall.
It'll be 4-5-6 due up for the Gatemen. Here in the bottom of the third, trying to make it a start that we haven't really seen a ton of in terms of scoring runs in each of the first 3 innings. Dubovic swings at a first pitch slider, lifts it high in the air left side, hooking towards foul ground. It stays playable for Nico Brini. 1 pitch, 1 out to start Flores' third.
That was a mile-high pop into left field, but Brini handled it well. And unfortunately for Wareham, this is where you don't want to allow Jason Flores into the game, kind of knocked him around a little bit. He definitely has some more confidence out there now, knowing this is just a 1-run game.
Chase Cruson now steps in for the second time today. Grounded out to second his first time up. Flores, big windup. Fastball at 95, wave and a miss. Cruson still early on in his Gateman tenure. This just his 4th game of the summer. Has played in every game, though, since joining the team. 0-1, line to left side, and that one out of play. And Brini tried to chase it, ran out of time.
They just got to straighten this out now if you're Cruson. That was a good swing on the ball. Just pulled it a little bit, but good wood. Try and get it in play.
Cruson hits in back-to-back games, trying to pick up that 3rd game in a row with a hit. One of 4 left-handed hitters in the Gateman lineup. 5 through 9, you stack them every other batter for Ryan Smythe. 0-2 inside. Trying to keep pitchers off balance. Left, right, left, right, left. You even talk about 9-1. It's another left-right alternate. So the only time that Flores or any Harwich pitcher today will face 2 hitters of the same hand in a row, Levi Clark and Dylan Dubovic. No pitch. As our first base umpire, Mike Rabido, called for time. Pitch clock violation. And Cruson gets away with one there because would have been strike 3, but instead it'll be a 2-ball and 2-strike count.
Yeah, and he was laughing about that. He just got saved by the bell. Pitch clock, I should say.
Oh. 2-2 comes home. That time it's cut on and missed. I guess pitch clock, there is no sound. There's no buzzer in basketball, but I guess
would you like that if it was just a huge buzzer when the pitch clock goes off?
You would have to be very locked in if you were the operator of it to prevent that one from going off.
Be a fun button to press.
Yes, I would agree. But, you were saying bell. We can give the pitch clock, you're going to give it a sound.
I would like a horn.
You want a horn? First pitch to Foster Apple outside.
Kind of like a goal horn, like in hockey.
I think you can only bring out the goal horn if it's like results in a base runner or a strikeout.
We've seen that.
We've seen a couple, yeah. 1-0 cut on and missed. I don't mind it.
Any particular sound you would want? Doesn't have to be a whole lot. Maybe a little chime.
I didn't mind the bell idea.
Maybe a gong.
All right, do your best gong impression. Ground ball over to short. Long throw for Smolinski, and it beats out a hustling Foster Apple. All right, Dan, you got 5 seconds. We're going to break. Give me your best gong.
Bong.
All right, we're through 3 at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam is making gong noises. Wareham has a 4-3 lead and brings up a pretty good time. to bring in the third member of our team, and that is CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. Jaden Barfield, the left-handed pitcher of the Gatemen, gets his first start today. And a big part of his journey in baseball, from winning a College World Series with Oklahoma this year to joining the CCBL, has been his two older brothers, Joseph and Jacob. Now, his older brothers are more than 7 years older than him. Since Jaden told me that being the youngest, he always was watching his older brothers, learning from them, seeing how hard they worked, and he knew that he would have to work just as hard to get to where he wanted to be. Now, when it comes to the rest of their journey and his favorite memories with his brothers, it's watching them make deep playoffs in high school, and their talents got them to play at Texas Wesleyan University, which is out in Texas, and he joined the collegiate level. Now, from there, I asked him what his best memories are with them on the field. And he said that Jacob has the most power, Joseph has the best hands, but Jaden himself, he said he has the best arms. 6 strikeouts so far, did let up a couple runs, but we'll see how he bounces back. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Always great to hear from you. You mentioned Jaden Barfield. He had been doing very well up until that last inning. Faced just 7 hitters through the first 2. Did not allow a hit, but Adam Hipsky got banged around a little bit in that last inning and let up 3 runs.
That's been his biggest weakness, is when he allows contact, it's been for extra bases. Guys have hit for power against him really all season. You didn't see it against Falmouth, a team that doesn't hit for a ton of power generally when you just talk about their lineup as a whole. But today, Harwich started to get to him. The swing and miss stuff has been there. 3 strikeouts in that last inning. It's just trying to work with pitch more efficiency when not giving up the extra bases.
Into his 4th inning of work, going against the first baseman, Sean O'Leary, who swings and misses for strike 1. O'Leary was the first batter to reach for Harwich. That came back in the top half of the 2nd, a 2-out walk for him, and nothing came of it. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Something to monitor as well as we enter this 4th inning. Barfield up to 55 pitches. And there is an arm starting to warm up out in that Wareham bullpen. So we'll see how long he is to go facing the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Stares in. Gets what he wants. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Misses down in the dirt. It was loud contact off of Barfield in that top of the 3rd. A double, triple, 2-run home run. Also hit a batter. Was not his sharpest stuff. All the runs came in with 2 outs. 1-2. High chopper up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Elam. It goes over his glove into center field. And for back-to-back innings, Harwich has the leadoff hitter aboard.
And they're making good contact, but even last inning, Micah Kirikoff, when you talk about if any other hitter in this league puts it in the spot that he did, it's probably just a single, but he made it a double. And then right there, it's one that wasn't sharply hit, but perfectly placed right up the middle. So if you're Jaden Barfield, you still have to have that mindset of trusting your stuff. And even though Harwich has made you pay a little bit, you still have a lead at your back.
So now Tucker Stockman in what is just his 3rd at-bat this summer. Swings at the first pitch. A shallow ball into center field. That drops. Staying at second is O'Leary, but back-to-back singles for Harwich here in the top half of the 4th. They have the tying run into scoring position.
The Mariners, a slow start, and it'll be interesting to see when Jaden Barfield gets a mound visit from Eric Luxus. Back-to-back singles to start the inning, and I guess I read his mind because he's out of the dugout.
Right on cue. Luxus to talk it over. This feels like a perfect bunt scenario here. Micah Kirikoff, who's awfully speedy, legged out the double back in the 3rd, but Barfield not even going to get to face him. We have an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen for Wareham here in the top half of the 4th. Jaden Barfield allows back-to-back singles. Micah Kirikoff to the plate when we come back here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. we're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
So after 3 innings plus of Jaden Barfield, Jake Schweitzer takes the ball, looking to do exactly what he did in his last appearance. Go, pitch for a long time, and not let up any runs.
Well, his last outing was his most dominant of the summer, Dan. So right now in a game where you're leading 4-3 and you need a little bit of length, Ryan Smythe knows that this is the first guy he wants to call upon in the Gatemen bullpen. It's Jake Schweitzer, the 6-foot, 200-pound righty, rising junior from Louisville, making his 10th appearance of the summer. He's gone 19 1/3, and in that last outing, Dan, against YD, the best team, best offense, best overall group in the Cape League. He went 4 innings of no-run ball, picked up his second save of the summer, and allowed just 1 hit. He was dominant against a YD lineup that ranks pretty much at the top, or at least right next to the top in all statistical categories.
Faced just 1 batter above the minimum through 4 innings of work. It was really impressive for him. Comes into a sticky scenario here, though. Runners are at first and second. Micah Kirikoff, the center fielder, at the plate, doubled back in the 3rd inning and what was the first hit for Harwich. Looks to lay down a bunt here. The corners are tucked in. He squares, pulls it back. First pitch is a called strike, and Kirikoff a little bit surprised by that. The count's 0-1.
And a good job from Schweitzer not being afraid. It's been a late crash, at least it was that time, for Dylan Passo and Connor Cuff.
Corners come back in. Kirikoff squares. Gets it down, but it bounces foul. And now the count's 0-2. He most likely will not bunt again.
And you can't ask for a much better start to the at-bat here with Kirikoff. With no outs, you enter into the situation. An obvious bunt set of circumstances. Get behind 0-2.
Kirikoff set in the box. Schweitzer deals. 0-2, pulled outside. 4-1. So the bunt off the corners, push back a little bit now. Cuff at third and pass over at first. O'Leary's at second, Stockman at first. Back-to-back singles to start off things for Harwich here in the 4th off the starter, Jaden Barfield. 1-2 pitch from Schweitzer. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets Kirikoff chasing that. A big first out here in the 4th.
That's massive because now still probably a bunt situation with Sean James, but with 1 out, you can at least try and turn 2 and get out of this inning. If James wants to put one, try and get him to roll over. It's interesting what Harwich tries to do in a 4-3 game, especially with the higher leverage arm out there now for the Gatemen.
Corners are still in. James struck out his first plate appearance. First pitch from Schweitzer, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. James struck out last inning after the leadoff double from Kirikoff, where 3 runs came across, made this a 1-score ball game. 0-1. Called strike outside part of the plate. That's where Schweitzer has been living. And now he is on the verge of back-to-back strikeouts after coming into the game with runners at first and second. Comes set, hunting a big K. Here's the pitch. James just gets a piece, fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Schweitzer worked 3 strikeouts in his last outing against YD, and that was after he navigated around a walk and a single to start off things. He got out of it with a strikeout and a double play. So exact same scenario here. The 0-2, check swing from James. Did he go around? The first base umpire, Mike Rabideau, says no. And the count now goes to 1-2. James, just a 196 batting average for the Mariners, has not been his best season through 14 games. Trying to drive in a run here. Puts a ground ball over to short. DeGiorgio on to Elam. Over to Passo at first. And it's a 6-4-3 double play. Schweitzer does the exact same thing he did when he started his last outing. Gets around first and second with nobody out with a strikeout and a double play. After 3.5 here at Spillane, it's 4-3 Gatemen.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom half of the fourth here in Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. You see it right there. Wareham got up 4-0 in this game. Harwich responding with 3 in the top half of the third. No scoring since. Harwich had a chance to tie up the game in that top half of the fourth. Had runners at first and second, but Jake Schweitzer came out of the bullpen in relief of Jaden Barfield. Got a strikeout and a double play to work out of it. 7-8-9 for the Gatemen here in the bottom half of the fourth, starting with the new addition, Dylan Passo, still going against the starter Jason Flores in his fourth inning of work. First pitch to him, in there for a strike. Passo grounded out on a fielder's choice to end off the first inning, where Wareham plated its first 3 runs of the ball game. Here's the 0-1. Called a strike, top part of the zone. Count quickly, 0-2 on the hard-hitting Passo. Brings some lefty power to this Gateman lineup. Batted .294 with 25 runs batted in with Notre Dame in his freshman campaign. The 0-2 runs inside, nearly hit him. Goes to the backstop, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flores has looked a lot sharper here to start off the fourth and in the third than he did in the first 2 innings. Let up 4 runs and then worked a 1-2-3 in that last frame.
Perfect button to press for Ryan Smythe going to Schweitzer. Now Wareham trying to give him a little bit of a padded lead.
1-2 misses outside, and Barfield was pitching with a 4-0 lead before he led across 3 in that third. Schweitzer does a nice job of cleaning things up. Obviously, he can't go the rest of the way this time, but hoping to provide some extended length for Wareham. 2-2 pitch. Just misses on the inside part of the plate. Passo doing a nice job of working the count. It runs full. Was spending the summer with the Kingsport Axemen from the Appalachian League. .275 batting average, 27 RBIs there before coming up to Wareham. The payoff. Misses upstairs. Goes all the way to the screen. So Paso works the walk after being down 0-2. A really nice at-bat there.
Absolutely. And a guy right there with that kind of mature approach. Yes, he's been playing summer ball, but for a guy in his debut on the Cape, just finished up his freshman season, and you're facing Jason Flores, who's sitting middle 90s with the fastball.
Now Cade Elam, he squares to bunt, gets it down. Flores is going to field it. He throws to first in time. Paso moves up to second, and now Wareham has a runner into scoring position here in the fourth.
Probably the best bunt I've seen laid down this summer by a Wareham hitter. Elam on the first pitch, gets the wood on it, and not the speediest guy on this roster, but still put in play, advanced the runner, and it was an easy 90 feet for Dylan Paso.
Does a really nice job there. Henry DiGiorgio at the plate now, looking to bring in Paso. In a 4-3 ball game here in the bottom half of the fourth. Flores gives a look at second, comes set, and fires. First pitch misses down low. DiGiorgio currently in the midst of an 0-for-6 spell, that over the last 2 games. Did work a walk in the second, though, and came around to score as the fourth run of the game. Trying to contribute in the RBI category here. 1-0, poked out into left field. Brini is chasing it. That ball is down. Hitting third and coming home is Paso. DiGiorgio into second, and that is an RBI double. Makes the game 5-3 on just the second double of the season for Henry DiGiorgio.
That's big, and DiGiorgio giving Wareham that kind of production in the 9-hole, walked his first time up, and came around to score. This time brings in a run, and it's perfect right now for the Gatemen. You go to Jake Schweitzer, gets out of the jam with an inning-ending double play, and then try and pick him up offensively, and Gatemen get a run right back after the bunt from Cade Elam.
Yeah, really nice job there from DiGiorgio. His 5th RBI of the season. Now it's the top of the order. R.J. Hamilton at the plate. Looks at a first pitch strike. Hamilton 0-for-1 in this game, walked to start off the game, came around to score, was the first run for the Gatemen, grounded out over to short, back in the second. Trying to knock in DiGiorgio, make this a 3-run game once again. 0-1 pitch. Outside, it gets past Jaxa behind home, moving up to third is DiGiorgio, and now things become a whole lot easier for R.J. Hamilton. Just needs to put a ball into the outfield, and Wareham will have run number 6.
And is this a situation where you might try and bunt and bring in DiGiorgio? Hamilton, you can lay one down similar to Elam.
Hamilton has 7 RBIs so far this season. Infield comes in for Harwich. 1-1. Slap to the right side, foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. Hamilton clearly got something that he liked there. Was just a little bit behind on it.
So bunting now definitely out of the equation, but the sacrifice still in play with the infield in. Plenty of room behind them to try and drop one in for RBI single.
Flores trying to work around Hamilton. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Flores. His 3rd of the day comes here in the top half of the 4th. Bottom half of the 4th, I should say, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, not a great trip to the plate for R.J. Hamilton. Definitely a couple of pitches there that he would have liked back. Was really late on the pitch that got him to 2 strikes, and then that time couldn't catch up with it. Down and in, waved and missed, and now it's up to Connor Cuff trying to go for his 3rd RBI of the day.
Now 2 for 2, double in the first, and then a single in the second, looking for RBI number 3, like you mentioned. Swings at the first pitch, shallow fly ball into left field. Brini coming in, making a diving grab is Smolinski, but it fell out of his glove. And that is an RBI single for Connor Cuff. Make that 3 RBIs on 3 hits for him, and it's 6-3 Gatemen.
I mean, that was as perfectly placed as it gets. All 3 of the fielders, Brini, Smolinski, and Coates, probably take an equal route in terms of length. But Smolinski tried for that sprawling effort can't bring it down, and Wareham adds another, doubles its lead in the fourth.
Second time that they've led by 3 in this game. And now Levi Clark at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, fly ball into center field. It'll be the right fielder, Larson, to make the play. And that's how things end here in the fourth. But Wareham scratches across a pair and makes this a 6-3 ball game. Jake Schweitzer back onto the mound for his first clean inning of work coming up after this here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
We've hit the 5th inning here in Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in what is a 6-3 ball game with Wareham in front. The Gatemen scratching across 2 in that bottom half of the fourth to regain a 3-run lead. And now Jake Schweitzer looking to hold it there. He faces the top of the Harwich order here in the 5th.
And if you're Jake Schweitzer, you have to feel good. Let that momentum from the end of the 4th inning, and then for the Gatemen offensively, right there, scoring 2 more runs. Let that momentum carry you into this frame. Start to battle. Yeah, you're going against the top of a Harwich order that leads the Cape League in batting average, but you continue to attack. You're pitching with a 3-run lead. You've got 15 more outs to get. Don't have to be perfect.
If only he could stay out there for all 15. Who knows? Jake Schweitzer has pitched like that so far this season. It'll be Colin Larson to start things off, then Nico Brini and Ty Smolinski. Left, and another lefty for Harwich. Schweitzer only pitched 9 pitches in that fourth. Goes to work here. First pitch to Larson. Checks his swing. He goes around for strike 1. It has not been a great day for Larson. 0 for 2. A pair of strikeouts. Came into this game with an average of 301. That now down to 294. A 1. Misses outside. It is the first time, though, that this top 3 gets to face a righty, and Schweitzer went against the lefty Barfield the first couple of times, and Nico Brini and Ty Smolinski found success. The RBI triple, the 2-run home run. 1-1, cut on and missed for strike 2. Obviously, Schweitzer looks for a different outcome again against those two here in the 5th. And off to a hot start already against Larson. Here's the 1-2. Cut on and missed. 3 strikeouts in this game for Colin Larson. Second strikeout for Jake Schweitzer.
And first one against Schweitzer. So right now Larson just a bit of a funk today after a few days off from the All-Star break. But Schweitzer, bit of a start to his day as you could ask for.
Now Nico Brini, who had that RBI triple back in the 3rd to get Harwich on the board, make it a 4-1 game. First pitch from Schweitzer, down in the dirt, 4-1. Brini has really been a guy who has been electric with this team to start off. 7 for his first 20. At across 5 games, including tonight. And already has a pair of triples as well. The 1-0 is tapped behind the plate, foul. Do it again at 1-1 strike.
You can keep that foul ball, courtesy returning Glenn Hannington.
This being the hardest part for Schweitzer to get through order-wise. It's all lefties in the top three, then just one the rest of the way. 1-1 offering. Big cut and a miss from Brini. That count goes to 1-2. Harwich starting to find itself offensively over the last couple of innings. Scored 3 in that third. Had runners at first and second with nobody on before Schweitzer came in the fourth. Trying to kickstart something here in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tapper over to the right side. Passo fields it on the line. Tags out Brini. And there's 2 down.
A little bit of an awkward collision there between Brini and Passo. Didn't really feel like it was hard, but see them both end up on the ground. It's kind of a similar motion, getting into a game of Twister. Left hand down.
Well, Passo won that game of Twister. We'll see what it is next time. Brini all smiles as he walks back to the dugout. And now Ty Smolinski, who homered back in the third, steps into the lefty batter's box. Schweitzer deals. First pitch off of Levi Clark's hand into the screen. Was in a little bit of discomfort on that wrist. As we take a look back to Ty Smolinski's home run, which was just a bomb. Off of Jaden Barfield, comes in at 373 feet.
Got absolutely all of it. Barfield left him one, and for Smolinski, it was impressive to pounce when he did. It was the first pitch of the at-bat right after Barfield gave up the triple, and then Smolinski pounded it for his 6th of the season.
A 1 called a strike upstairs. He's down. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Misses down low for ball 1. Schweitzer working so efficiently. Gave up just 1 hit against YD. Has not allowed a knock here tonight. 1-2 misses outside for ball 2. Gave up a pair of walks in that one as well. 3 strikeouts after Sahil Patel's 5-inning, 1-hit, no-run ball start, which got Wareham a 1-0 win against YD. 2-2 pitch. Pulled out into the righty batter's box, and we'll do it again at a full count. Smolinski's 6th home run of the season puts him in first place among all Cape League hitters for long balls so far this season. He has been electric. 3-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory on the third base side. Cuff gives chafes, but lands. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
Yeah, and right now, in the position Jake Schweitzer's in, 3-2 the count, 2 outs, bases clear, and a 3-run game. Trust your stuff. You want to hit the zone. You don't want to give up a free pass, drive that pitch count up. If you get beat with a single, you get beat with a single. But at this stage, you would rather, at least I think, make Smolinski earn it.
Here is the payoff. Hard hit ball into left center field. Running over is Dubovic. And he makes the running grab. Smolinski thought it landed. Dubovic points to it in his glove, regains the hat and the glasses thanks to R.J. Hamilton, and trots off after he steals an extra base hit away from Ty Smolinski. Schweitzer works a 1-2-3 top half of the 5th. Things stay 6-3 here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen cleanup on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom of the fifth. Here in Wareham, we take a look back at that play from Dylan Dubovic out in left field. He was running, had it in his glove. And the ball did completely fall out when he hit the ground, but I guess the umpire's ruling that he had the ball in his glove for long enough before he hit the ground that it was a catch. Wareham will certainly take it. No complaints there.
Shield your eyes. If you're a Gatemen fan, give yourself a free out, get out of the inning, potentially extra bases with 2 outs. But instead, get out of the inning, go to the 6th.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen. Brian Matischat on for Harwich here in the bottom of the 5th.
Matischat, a 6'5", 210-pound right-hander out of Sacred Heart, back for his second summer with the Mariners. His first was in 2025. He made just 1 appearance, but Dan, this summer he's gotten a much heavier workload. Has pitched to a 4.02 ERA across 15 2/3. Today is his 7th appearance of the summer. He has given up 18 hits and 7 earned runs, 6 walks, and just 8 strikeouts. So not a big strikeout guy, more pitch to contact. Has pitched against Wareham, and that was back on June 20th. He went 2 innings and gave up 1 run. It was earned.
Matischat, a 4-pitch mix for him. Fastball, slider, curveball, and the changeup. Fastball being the primary at 60% usage. Tops out at 90 miles an hour. He will go against the 4, 5, 6 hitters to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th, starting with the man who made the last out in the field in the top half. Dylan Dubovic stares at a first pitch strike from Matischat. Dubovic 0 for 2 in this game. And that June 20th game where Matischat pitched here at Spillane Field was the Cohen-Nicolai walk-off game. And Dubovic down 0-2. That was when Wareham trailed 4-2 in the bottom half of the 9th. Scored 6 runs. 2 before the grand slam from Nicolai to win the game. 8-4. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Down low to Dubovic. Count goes to 1-2. Back-to-back games for a hit for Dubovic. The batting average at 188 on the season. Looking to keep on adding to this Wareham lead here in the 5th. 1-2. Poke to the right side. Foul. Do it again at 1 ball. And 2 strikes.
Dubovic trying to let that defensive play last half inning fuel his offense right now in an 0 for 2 day. And at-bats haven't been super competitive either.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Dubovic out for the 3rd time tonight. 2nd time by way of the K. There's the first strikeout for Brian Matischat. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Good start to the day for Matischat after the starter, Jason Flores, certainly did not have the day that he would have liked. But if you're Harwich, you've still got a lot of ball game left. every out matters, and getting the cleanup man Dubovic to go down on strikes, big start.
Now Chase Cruson. First pitch to him misses down low. Cruson 0 for 2 in this ball game, but he has been really good for Wareham since joining the team. Back-to-back games with a hit, and he has reached in all 3 games that he's played for the Gatemen. 1-0, misses outside. For Wareham, they've been finding more success at home this season than on the road. That's evident. 7-7 here at Spillane, 2-12 away from home. But in 3 of the last 4 games, they've posted 6 runs in the first 4 innings. 2-0 pitch, runs inside, 4-3. The only outlier in that was the 8-4 loss to Cotuit, where Wareham very well could have put up 6 runs in the first 4 innings, just simply didn't hit situationally. Mattis Chat set. Fires the 3-0 straight down the pipe for strike 1. Cruson was on last year's team, the guy who batted over 300. Very familiar with the Gatemen. And that was a season where Wareham was actually 8-12 here at home, 12-8 on the road. 3-1. Pop fly, foul ground on the third base side, lands out of play.
Give credit to that fan for hanging on to the fried dough, even with the foul ball coming in on him.
That's a tough play over there.
Absolutely.
Especially against the wall. Matischat steps back up to the bump. Delivers his payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Jaxa. And that is back-to-back strikeouts for Brian Matischat to start off his outing.
Absolutely, and he's done a really nice job getting into a couple of his secondary pitches, the slider and changeup to right-handers. And right now he's done a really, really solid job getting ahead in the count and letting those other pitches do the work.
Had just 1 strikeout across 2 innings last time against the Gatemen. Now Foster Apple, the DH, first pitch to him. In there for strike 1. Apple had an RBI single in the first. That brought home the 3rd run of the game. Grounded out over to short in the 3rd. A 0-1 pitch. Called strike outside part of the plate. And Matischat just a pitch away now from striking out the side in his first inning of relief after 4 innings of 6-hit, 6-run ball with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts from the starter, Jason Flores. Here's the 0-2. Weak grounder over to the first base side. O'Leary gloves, throws to Matischat. He steps on the bag for the 3rd out. 1-2-3 inning here for Brian Matischat in his first inning of relief. Keeps the game at 6-3 in favor of the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support. 99 Restaurants, Cape Air, Baseball Life.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and it's 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
We've hit the 6th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in what is a 6-3 ball game in favor of the Gatemen. 4-5-6 for Harwich here in the top half. Still against the reliever Jake Schweitzer and what will be his third inning of work. We take a look at some of the power rankings from this past week. You see Harwich right there in that third slot. Hyannis and Bourne representing the West Division. Schweitzer's first pitch here to the catcher, Braden Jacksa, misses down low, 4-1.
And Schweitzer has done a really nice job out of the pen. Barfield a good start, but it was in that third inning where things started to get away from him. Now Schweitzer in his third inning trying to be a little bit more durable.
1-0 chop to the left side, foul. Count goes to 1-1. Schweitzer at 26 pitches. See how long he goes. Went nearly 60 over 4 innings his last time against YD, so manager Ryan Smythe plenty happy to just keep him out there, see how far that he can go. Schweitzer looks in. Here's the 1-1. Called strike, outside part of the plate. Schweitzer has loved that spot so far in this outing. He has been hammering it. Gets ahead on Jacksa. One, two. Fouled back to the screen. Jacksa, the catcher, who has been swinging it well for Harwich through 7 games, 300 batting average, was ranked as the number 2 player by D1 Baseball, number 4 by Perfect Game, coming out of high school, catcher at Oregon. Checks his swing on the 1-2 and goes around. There's the third strikeout for Jake Schweitzer. Puts one out on the board here in the top of the 6th.
A really nice job. A pitch that worked away from Jacksa, started in the zone, and then continued to break away, and Jacksa couldn't hold up. Tried to check his swing, but Schweitzer continues to motor through this Harwich lineup.
Now Quentin Coates 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in this game. First pitch, high and away, 4-1. This is what Schweitzer does in his outings. He just pounds the zone, fools hitters, lets the defense do some of the work. It's really been successful for him. 1-0. Misses upstairs. 4-2. When he gets into trouble, seems to always navigate out of it. Did so in YD with a couple of double plays, some strikeouts, timely pitching. 2-0. High and away. Nearly runs in on Coates. And now it's the first 3-0 count that Schweitzer has found himself in this outing. Sean O'Leary waits on deck. 1 for 1 in this ball game with a walk. Three-0 to Coates. Thought it was upstairs. It's a called strike. 3-1.
And if you're Schweitzer, you don't have to be perfect. Take a little bit off. You're in just a 3-1 count against Coates, a guy that struck out a couple of times. High strikeout guy, low walk guy. Make him put in play.
3-1. Called a strike, outside part. Coates started the walk to first base once again, but back-to-back pitches now where he's had to step back into the box. And that was a strike as it comes in on the StatCast outside part of the plate. Schweitzer has worked back from a 3-0 count. Looking for the punch-out. Here's the payoff. Roped down the line and left. Tails foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. This Coates' first start in a couple games' time. Did not play the last one against YD before the break. when he went against Falmouth, also batted in the 5-hole, went 1 for 4. Had an RBI double to put Harwich up 1-0 in that game. They went on to win that one. Here's the payoff once again. Cut on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Schweitzer here in the top of the 6th, and there's 2 outs.
That's about as good as it gets for Jake Schweitzer after getting down 3 balls, no strikes. You know that right now Coates a little bit out of sync at the plate, and you come right back. You don't try and do too much. You don't try and be perfect. Coates wanted a couple of strike 3 calls, started to walk down to first, but instead Schweitzer battles back and wins it.
Sean O'Leary, the first baseman, at the plate now. Looks at a first pitch ball high and away. Similar to what Brian Matischat just did on the other side of things for Harwich. Came in, worked back-to-back strikeouts before getting a ground out to work a 1-2-3. Schweitzer looking to match it. 1-0. Hit to the left side, foul. And it would be back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Schweitzer has not allowed a base runner since coming into this game. He has sat down 7 in a row, looking for 8 here against the first baseman from UMass Lowell. 1-1. Chopper to the first base side, out of play. Do it again at 1-2 with Schweitzer's 40th pitch of the outing coming. Looking to be perfect through 3 innings. Here's the pitch. Misses out in the righty batter's box. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And Wareham leading things by 3. Harwich hasn't scored since the 3rd, where they plated all 3 of its runs. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Dubovic gives chase, works over, and he makes the play. That's another 1-2-3 for Jake Schweitzer. 8 up, 8 down for the reliever. He has been perfect through 3 innings. Keeps this a 6-3 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 6th here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom half of the 6th. Here in Wareham, Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky in what is a 6-3 ball game in favor of the Gatemen as they look to inch closer to that final spot on the Cotuit Kettleers. Cotuit falling today. 2 YD, they were shut out, so a chance for Wareham to pick up a game. Going against Brian Matischat in his 2nd inning of work. Worked a 1-2-3 in that 5th. Goes against the 7-8-9 hitters. Lefty, righty, lefty. Looking to put up another 1-2-3 and keep giving this Harwich offense chances to get themselves back in the game. But Jake Schweitzer has really shut them down on the other side of things. 8 up, 8 down for him. 41 pitches tossed.
Right now, Matischat trying to do the Jake Schweitzer role and keep Harwich in this game. Right now it's just 3, but you feel like any other runs starts to slip away from the Mariners.
Mariners were down 4-0, made it 4-3 before Wareham tacked on a couple in the 4th to make it 6-3. Dylan Passo looks at a first pitch ball. Walked, came around to score in that 4th, which made it 5-3 at the time. 1-0. Chopper over to the right side, pulled foul. Paso still looking for his first hit as a Gateman. Has had 2 plate appearances tonight. One. Big cut and a miss at the top of the zone. With the Kingsport Axemen in the Appy League, was one of 5 hitters on that squad to have 30 or more hits. So certainly a guy with capable power. 1-2, down low, and his 27 RBIs were tied for the most on the team when he departed.
It's going to be a long summer for Paso. The Appy League starts a little bit earlier than the Cape.
2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Matischat has faced 4 hitters, struck out 3. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, right there, just gets Paso to look at it. Dots the corner, and Matischat's looked really good. Hasn't gotten behind in many counts, and when he's ahead, he's very dangerous. His misses are close misses, and he makes hitters think about it. That time he took a double take, Paso, and looks at strike 3.
Now a pinch hitter for Wareham. Cade Elam is out of the game. It's a move to Carter Groen off the bench. Righty for righty. First offering for Matischat is a strike. Things will get interesting for Wareham in the 7th defensively. Groen is the outfielder. He is not a second baseman, so some things are going to have to get sorted. You would imagine R.J. Hamilton would come into the infield and Groen would bump to the outfield, as the 1-0 is fouled off to the right side for strike 1.
Yeah, you also have Noah Sheffield on the bench today, a guy that's typically an infielder, but that would be the only one on the bench for the Gatemen that really can play the field. Cohen Niklai, who we haven't seen anywhere outside of being the catcher. He's the only other guy on the bench.
1-1, high chopper to the first base side over the head of O'Leary. The pinch hit move works to perfection. Carter Groen grabs a single, first hit for Wareham since the 4th.
That's the first hit for Carter Groen since July 4th. So a couple of hitless games for him, but gets one right back. Good piece of hitting right there. Goes opposite way, and Wareham with a 1-out base runner.
Now Henry DiGiorgio at the plate, who has been producing at the bottom of the order today for the Gatemen. 1-for-1 RBI double back in the 4th. Walk came around to score in the 2nd. Try and deliver again here with Groen at first. First pitch to him misses upstairs. And Groen reaching is the first hit that Brian Matischat has led up so far in this relief outing. Sat down the first 4. Matischat stares in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to second base. James will go to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. DiGiorgio beats it out, but Harwich cuts down the lead runner on a fielder's choice that Henry DiGiorgio grounds into for out number 2.
DiGiorgio, good hustle out of the box. Saw it, slow roller. James, having to range to his left, made it a much longer throw to Smolinski and ultimately was the difference. James was more shaded towards second and what we call double play depth, and that, honestly, that time around took away the double play opportunity.
Top of the order for Wareham, R.J. Hamilton at the plate. But first, a check over at DiGiorgio on first. O'Leary thought he had him. Throws back to Matischat. Hamilton, 0 for 2 in this game, walked in the first, came around to score as the first run. Trying to start a little 2-out rally here for Wareham. Another throw over to O'Leary. Bounces off of DiGiorgio's hand this time as he was sliding to the bag. His hands in there as they pick up O'Leary's sunglasses, give it back to him. Matischat set at the belt, fires. Strike here to Hamilton. Currently riding in 0 for 6 streak. Pair of walks in that time. Another pickoff attempt over at first. DeGiorgio beats it to the bag. Hamilton had the day off before the break. Did not play in Wareham's 7-2 loss against Bourne. And in the 8-4 loss against Cotuit. Was 0 for 4 with a walk. 0-1 pitch from Matischat. Just misses on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will be interesting to see if it is Jake Schweitzer again for Wareham in the 7th. It would be his 4th inning of work. Would try to match that season high that he had against YD. Or maybe a move to the bullpen. We'll just have to wait and see. 1-1 to Hamilton, high and away. 4 ball 2.
Be interesting to see if Wareham maybe tries to put a steal on Braden Jacksa. Didn't look great earlier. DeGiorgio with a pretty sizable lead on first.
Another look at first. It's been 3 separate pickoff attempts on DeGiorgio. He's been back there every time. As DeGiorgio has a problem with the base over there at first. Mike Rabideau goes and checks it out, making sure that it's still anchored into the ground. Seems to be all good. As DeGiorgio gets his lead once again, and Matischat comes set. Here's the 2-1. Hamilton smacks it out of play on the first base side. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamilton has been a streaky hitter. He's had 3 separate multi-hit streaks this summer. One of them reaching 8. That was his season high. But now trying to find it once again here in game number 29. Here's the payoff. He stays alive, or that was the 2-2. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the runner over at first, 2 down. Matischat fires. He misses upstairs. Hamilton knew it was a ball all the way. The count goes full.
This is what R.J. Hamilton has done so well at since kind of turning the page on his season. Once he found his groove in the box, he's become a much tougher out. Even when he does, DeGiorgio back safely again, but even when Hamilton is retired, it's never been an easy out to get. It's not a guy that goes down on 3-4 pitches, chases a ton of stuff out of the zone.
DeGiorgio will be on the move here with 2 outs. The payoff. Slap to the right side and down. Larson fields in right field, quickly gets it in. But that's a nice 2-out piece right there from R.J. Hamilton. Sticks runners at the corners after a long battle with Matischat.
Yeah, and right there, Hamilton just gets a piece of it, and Sean James, the second baseman, was really close to the bag at second. And for Hamilton, just a nice little flip out to shallow right field, and DeGiorgio had the read on it, and getting the jump that he did in a full count easily makes it over to third. And now with a little bit of 2-out trouble brewing, Harwich wants to talk things over.
Well, and it makes sense given that Connor Cuff is set to come to the plate. He is 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs in this game, headlined by an RBI double. In the first, his RBI singles in his last 2 appearances have also come with 2 outs on the board, so he doesn't care. He's a perfect situational hitter and just the person that Wareham wants up in this spot. Trying to make it a 4-run game for the second time in this one. So the Gatemen were in control 4-0 after 2 innings of play before Harwich pulled in to make it 4-3.
But for the Gatemen, that's what you have to do, absorb that first punch. Harwich with a 3 spot in the third, and then you get Schweitzer to come in and stabilize things and give a jolt to your offense. And right now, a chance for Connor Cuff to really break this game open with 2 outs in the 6th.
Mattis Chat set. First pitch. Catches the inside part for strike 1. Cuff trying to match Cohen Nicolai as the only other Gateman this season to go 4 for 4 at the plate. See if he can do it. A 1. Called strike. Cuff quickly down 0-2. His first 3 at-bats all came against the starter, Jason Flores. So this a little bit of a different look for him. Looking to battle. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. DeGiorgio at third, Hamilton at first. He will go over to second as Cuff fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again at 0-2.
Give credit to Mattis Chat. After the mound visit, you get to regroup, bring the defense in, talk things over, and now ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes for a team that has runners on the corners. Can't imagine an 0-2 count they'll give anything super close to Cuff. Dance around the zone.
Looking for a pivotal out. Mattis Chat fires and runs inside. Hamilton goes over to second on the play. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Connor Cuff and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
A little bit surprised that Hamilton didn't take as much time moving from first to second. Usually they've tried to force a throw down from the catcher.
1-2, strike 3. Cuff goes down swinging. Jaxa applies the drop third strike tag. So Mattis Chat works around a little bit of 2-out trouble. He's worked 2 innings of no run ball. After 6, you're at Spillane. It's 6-3 Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Left fielder Dylan Dubovic has been solid the last couple games defensively, and he told me the 2 things that stand out about his game are his competitiveness and the work ethic that he got from his parents. At 18 years old, his mother came from Brazil to the U.S., barely knowing any English. Meanwhile, his father grew up with 7 siblings in Florida and took care of all of them. Now, when the couple had Dubovic and his siblings, they made sure that they ingrained that same grit into them. Every single day during COVID, Dubovic and his father biked 5 miles a day, and right after that, they hit the batting cage. Now, since then, Dubovic has been on the Cape, and he told me that anytime he feels like giving up, he thinks about his parents' encouragement, their hard work, their mentality, and their independence, and how it's motivated him to become the very person that he is today. Guys, back to you.
We've hit the home stretch at Spillane Field, and we thank our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel, as the Gatemen try and hold off and pick up a win here in Game 29 of the summer. Jake Schweitzer back to work. Dan, he has looked really, really strong out of the pen.
Certainly. I mean, he has retired every single hitter that he's faced. 8 up, 8 down. This will be the first time he'll face some repeat hitters for Harwich. See how he does and see how long he stays in this game. The pitch count is definitely getting up there for him, but he's looked untouchable. So for Ryan Smythe, it's really a matter of if he gets into trouble, you make a move, but if he doesn't, let him keep dealing.
41 pitches so far for Jake Schweitzer. His last outing against YD on the 15th. So that was 5 days ago. He threw 56. Certainly imagine this will be his last inning as he's set to deal to the 7, 8, 9 hitters in a 6-3 game. Tucker Stockman, Micah Kirikoff, and Sean James. A couple of defensive adjustments after the pinch hitter Carter Groen entered for Cade Elam as Schweitzer readies the first pitch of the inning. Ball high to Stockman. Hamilton moves from center field over to second base. Dylan Dubovic moves from left field into center. Chase Cruson from right field to left, and Carter Groen enters the game as the right fielder. So the outfield shifts entirely, each of the 3 defensively for Wareham in new spots this time around. Everything else remains the same as Jake Schweitzer continues to try and work through the 7th. 1-1 inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stockman with his first hit of the summer last time around. It was a single in the fourth. The last hitter that Jaden Barfield faced. Harwich totaled back-to-back singles, and then Jake Schweitzer came into the game. Fired a strikeout to Micah Kirikoff, currently on deck for the Mariners, and then an inning-ending double play to Sean James. 3-1 cut on and missed. Count works full to the designated hitter out of Southern Mississippi. Just his second game of the summer for Harwich. Leadoff hitter in the seventh. Payoff from Schweitzer. Fly ball. Right field, long run for Paso. Will be playable, but runs out of time. Sinking fast. And Schweitzer will deal another 3-2.
Long counts. He's gotten into a lot of these full counts, but has worked around it pretty well. I mean, he hasn't allowed a base runner so far.
It's been 8 up, 8 down for Jake Schweitzer after his best appearance of the summer, where he allowed just 1 hit across 4 innings and no runs against YD. 3-2. Deep fly ball, left field. Cruson, after moving from right to left, drifts into the gap and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
That was nice contact right there from Stockman, but just straight into left field. Nice stuff from Schweitzer to get the first out here in the 7th. He is chugging along well. There is an arm starting to warm up in the bullpen right now for Wareham, but would expect Schweitzer to stay out there unless he gets into some trouble here in the 7th.
That's interesting. It's Mark Barisi that is starting to throw for the Gatemen. Cape League All-Star who did not throw in the All-Star game after it was shortened. Micah Kirikoff steps in. First pitch to him. This is up and in. Ball 1 on Kirikoff, who kind of stole an extra base hit back in the 3rd inning. It was a slow rolling single once it hit the outfield grass, and he motored into second base. 1-0. Hold a strike. Just the 4th extra base hit of the summer for Kirikoff, but sparked that 3-run 3rd inning for Harwich. Since then, the offense has been silent. 3 straight scoreless innings. Schweitzer trying to make it 4. That's a slider on the outside corner. Counts 1-2. Schweitzer. Called strike 3. 10 up, 10 down for Jake Schweitzer. 5th strikeout of the game for the right-hander out of Louisville. And Wareham's got 2 down in the 7th.
That's just been nasty. I mean, there's really no other way to describe it. To do what he's done in back-to-back outings is just absurd.
Brings up Sean James, a 9th hitting second baseman. Punches one out to right field. Hangs up for Groen, right to him for the 3rd out of the inning. Another clean 1-2-3 frame for Jake Schweitzer. That time needs just 12 pitches to retire the side. And it is time to stretch here at Spillane Field. Wareham in front, 6-3.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom of the 7th, Wareham trying to pad its 6-3 lead here at Spillane Field. Adam Hipsky with you, alongside Dan Shalam. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change for the Mariners as Brian Matischat's day comes to a close. He delivers 2 innings of scoreless work with no walks and 4 strikeouts, and he gives way to the 6'2", 195-pound right-hander, Colin LaBelle.
LaBelle making his first appearance here with Harwich as we take a look at some scores around the Cape. But first about LaBelle, 33 and a third this past season with GW. Was their closer, led GW, ranked 5th in the conference with 6 saves in that time, 14 walks to 28 strikeouts, high strikeout guy. And Wareham looking to break through because you see it right there. Falmouth losing, Cotuit lost. There's ground to be gained today.
First pitch to Levi Clark is in there for a called strike. Certainly, we talk about the balance between the Cape League being a marathon and being a sprint. Right now, Dan, it's a sprint. After today, just 11 games to go. Every game matters, and scoreboard watching becomes all the more common for fans on the Cape.
100%. And that Falmouth game, the Commodores actually led that one 4-0. So Brewster has come all the way back to take a 1-run lead with 2 innings to go on offense for Falmouth. If Brewster can squeak that one out and Wareham can close things down here, that would be big.
Whitecaps trying to become the second team to 20 wins. They're 2 away right now. The first, of course, being YD taking down Cotuit 4-0. Red Wilson Field shortened game, just 8 innings, as Levi Clark works a leadoff walk, and not the start to the day that LaBelle would have liked. Wareham in front 6-3 and trying to add to it.
Yeah, why not? Just generating good at-bats. Nice vision right there from Clark. You're looking for some more production now out of these next 3 hitters who are just 1 for 9 today.
So Brewster with the 5-4 lead on Falmouth. Warren leading Orleans 7-1. Hyannis with the 6-3 advantage on Chatham. Obviously, Hyannis starting to separate themselves a little bit there. 13 and 15 this summer. Wareham, where it stands right now, trying to chase Cotuit. Currently sitting 4 points back, which is really 2 games. Dylan Dubovic flies one out to right field. Colin Larson, a long run, crosses the foul line and hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Unfortunate there for Dubovic. Was putting a nice at-bat together before he just gets under one and lifts it into foul ground.
Chase Crusen's turn to try and generate some offense for the Gatemen. An 0-for-3 day for the right fielder. Facing a new arm out of the pen in Colin LaBelle. A legitimate 4-pitch mix. Really 5 pitches to lefties, but it doesn't matter. Gives him one, and it was a cutter, and it hits Crusen. And so Chase Crusen doesn't get a hit, his first of the day, but he'll be on base for the first time tonight. And Colin LaBelle has a couple of free passes to start out his debut.
And Wareham needs to take advantage of those free passes now. That one rings right off the guard of Crusen. He's all good to go over there at first. Time to cash in.
Foster Apple tries to do just that, a 1-for-3 day. Swings and misses at a first pitch slider. Tons of break Throws it just as much as the fastball to right-handed hitters. Big hole on the right side, the 0-1. Called strike outside corner. An interesting move right now from Harwich to play the shift as strongly as they did. Last time, Apple did punch it to the right side. The 0-2. Slider inside. But Apple did get a piece on it, went opposite, but went right to Sean James for the out. 1-2. Flied out of play.
Well, it's kind of a weird shift, too, because it's not like James is playing to the left side of second base. He's basically acting like a first baseman and holding on Levi Clark over there at the bag.
All the while, Chase Carusa not being held on. It's the 1-2. It's outside for ball 2. Count evens at 2 apiece. Apple had the RBI single in the first inning, scored Levi Clark from second. Trying to do the exact same thing this time around. 2-2, he can't. LaBelle gets his first strikeout of the summer. It puts 2 away.
Big K right there and just gets Apple to chase down low. Big spot here for the new guy.
Dylan Passo, the first baseman, on his way to Wake Forest out of the transfer portal. Pitch. Called strike, enter third, 0-1. Passo trying to pick up that first hit. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked in the fourth, and struck out looking his last time up. Pitch. High chopper, slow roller. As O'Leary tries to throw across his body, and it gets away from a covering LaBelle. Clark sprints in, throw goes into second, it's into left field. Now the throw comes to third, and Cruson scores on a defensive blunder from Harwich. And on one play, it was a high chopper to the right side of the infield that Wareham scores a pair on, and it's 8-3 Gatemen.
Just bad defense right there from Harwich, really. At the end of the day, if you're not going to make that play, just eat it and have the bases loaded. And then beyond that, after the first error, no reason to throw it over to second, into the outfield. And honestly, I thought over there that Brini had a play at home, but he just decides to not cause any more harm.
Yeah, just throws it into third, prevents Passo from taking third, as the first pitch to Carter Groen is outside. Not envious of official score having to score that one, because
that's a mess.
Could have legitimately been a couple of errors, but it goes down as a single for Dylan Passo. First of the summer for him, and then the error goes on the first baseman Sean O'Leary, as well as another throwing error by Colin LaBelle.
You can keep that foul ball, courtesy of
So 2 errors on one play, and Wareham scores 2. They capitalize. It's all about putting pressure on the Mariners defense, who had been cleaning the field through the first 6 innings. And on one play, Wareham breaks it open. 1-2 outside, and it gets by Jaxa. Passo on his way to third. And Wareham with another run, potentially 90 feet away.
Just keeps getting worse for Harwich.
It's been a pretty consistent showing of offense for the Gatemen. 4 innings out of the 7 where they've scored a run. 2-2. Outside. Good take from Groen. Very close miss from the right-hander LaBelle. And now a full count with 2 away. Upstairs, ball 4. Puts runners on the corners for Carter Groen off the bench for the Gatemen today. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Now a mound visit, so not the start to the day that Colin LaBelle would have liked. 2 outs, runners on the corners. It at least feels like right now, Dan, that LaBelle will stay in this game.
I mean, really, the game at this point is kind of out of reach. 5 runs, 2 innings to go. Obviously, nothing's impossible. But Wareham scoring 2 here really makes it hard for Harwich to get back into this game.
Can't imagine that Jake Schweitzer gets the 8th, but the Gatemen with just 6 outs to get and a 5-run lead. Another one, high chopper to the right side. James underhand flips. DeGiorgio tries to beat it out. He does, and the Gatemen have another run. A nearly identical play off the bat as the one that Dylan Passo had earlier this inning. James thought he had enough time to underhand flip, but DeGiorgio hightailing out of the box, and Wareham has a 6-run lead.
What a great effort there by DeGiorgio. Just to leg it out, you never know what can happen. And benefits Wareham. They have taken full advantage here of all of the Harwich mistakes.
So Passo comes in to score. Throw into second. First pitch to R.J. Hamilton is cut on and missed. 9 runs so far for the Gatemen. It's the most since June 21st. Nearly a month ago, where put up 10 runs in an extra innings loss to the Commodores. Pitch to Hamilton, clips the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes now. Hamilton singled his last time up. We're going to add to this Wareham lead, already with 2 this inning. 0-2. Outside, skips in the dirt. Jackson keeps it in front of him. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. Popped up, middle of the infield. James cruising back, and he makes the play. But Wareham sends 8 to the plate and scores 3, and they've got a 6-run lead going into the 8th inning. And Jake Schweitzer's day is done. We'll get you the new arm out of the pen when we return here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
To the 8th here at Spillane Field, Wareham with a 9-3 lead over Harwich. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, Ryan Smythe makes a call to the bullpen. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and it's a guy that we haven't grown accustomed to seeing in this role, but Brisson to get the final 6 outs.
Yeah, an all-star who did not pitch in the all-star game because it was called early due to rain. His last appearance came against Orleans in what was a 6-2 win for Wareham. He started that game, went 4 innings strong, just 1 hit, 6 punch-outs. Interesting spot here, really, to put him into the ball game with being up by 6, maybe just to get him some extra usage since he didn't pitch in that all-star game ahead of his next start. He's not scheduled to start over the next 2 days. He looks to lock it down.
Yeah, and the only game that he hasn't started since moving into a quote-unquote starter role was against Chatham, and that was in a game that the rain out kind of started to impact stuff, shifted around the probable pitchers for the Gatemen, and then they moved him into a piggybacking role following up his college teammate Peyton Lee. But now he can pick up a 6 outs and get out of here with a Wareham win, snapping this 2-game losing skid for the Gatemen. Him and Levi Clark just making sure they're on the same page. Top of the order, due up for Harwich. It's Colin Larson, Nico Brini, and Ty Smolinski. Colin Larson has not had the day he would have liked. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Rissy from the windup. First pitch called a strike outside corner. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. As Jake Schweitzer's day is done, and doesn't get much better than that, Dan. 4 innings, no hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts.
Perfect.
Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Jaden Barfield had a really good start his first 2 innings. The only thing he allowed was a walk. Obviously, the 3rd inning, didn't love it, but Schweitzer came in. Last 4 innings has muted this Harwich offense as the ground ball to Hamilton slips in and out of his glove on the transfer. And Larson reaches base. We'll see how it goes down, but you imagine probably an E4 there.
Yeah, definitely one that Hamilton should have had. Scoops it, but just moving a little bit too fast on the run. Drops out of his glove.
Brings up Nico Brini, left fielder from Wofford. Had the RBI triple in the 3rd. Gave Harwich its first run of the game. Rissy's pitch. Grounded. Right side, a chance for 2. Passo steps on the bag for 1. The throw to second to Giorgio's tag is in time. The classic 3-6 double play, and the bases are empty, and Brissy can face the minimum in the 8th.
It doesn't get much better than that. Passo ready for it, so close to the bag that it makes it easy for him to step on first. Throw over to second. There you go.
So now Ty Smolinski gave Harwich its biggest hit of the day. Looks at a first pitch strike. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Had the 2-run homer back in the 3rd. Traveled nearly 390 feet. The 0-1. Slider bends in the outside corner. Nothing in 2. Brissy on his 7th pitch of the inning. A little bit of help from his defense. The 0-2. Fly ball, high in the air, left center field. Dubovic back, he loses it in the lights, and it one-hops the wall. Smolinski stays put at second. And another double for Ty Smolinski, his 7th of the summer. He's got a 2-hit day with a couple for extra bases.
Hate to be that guy, but even if Dubovic saw that, he wasn't catching it. It bounced just short of the wall. It was a long route to the ball for him. Smolinski's been hitting it really well. He really could have 2 doubles and a home run in this game.
It's been an impressive showing for the shortstop out of Kansas State, and now Braden Jackson tries to drive him in and get one back after Wareham totaled 3 runs back in the 7th. Right on right to Braden Jackson, who's 0 for 3 today. The pitch outside corner, called a strike, 0-1. After the 2-out double from Ty Smolinski, it's been a roller coaster of an inning for Mark Brissy. Error, double play, and a double. 1. Cut on and missed. Also give credit to Ty Smolinski right there in an 0-2 count. Brissy continued to pound the zone. Gave him a pitch to hit on the bottom 3rd. But still, behind 0-2, you don't see it a ton. And an identical count here with Jackson. The 0-2. Splits the legs of Clark. Smolinski takes off late. Clark not too worried about it. He'll swallow.
Right call there. 6-run game. Just eat it.
A 1-2 count. Rather not sail one into left field and gift Harwich the run. Wareham in front, 9-3. Top of the 8th. Brissy, deep breath. Delivers. Grounded foul. It's a pretty good piece of Braden Jackson, who's limping out of the batter's box. Quentin Coates on deck, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts for the Mariners today. Hoping to get there. A 1-2 count with 2 outs. Brissy looks in. Another one that's fouled away. That time, Jackson just thankful that didn't take a piece out of his leg. Still 1-2, Jackson in his 8th game of the summer, catcher out of Oregon. It's been a nice addition for Harwich. Through those first 7 games, batted .300. But hitless today. 4th trip to the plate. Here's the 1-2. Fastball up and away. That one touches 95. Just the 2nd ball of the day from Mark Brissy. 13 pitches, 11 strikes. Jackson, a freshman All-American. He lines one right at the third baseman. Cuff snags it for the 3rd out of the inning. After a 2-out double from Ty Smolinski, Mark Brissy retires to the side in his 1st inning out of the pen. 1 hit, no runs, 1 error in the field, and 1 runner left on. The bottom of the 8th, potentially the last chance for the Gatemen to pad their lead. It's 2, 3, 4 hitters due up on the other side of this short break.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom of the 8th at Spillane Field as we take a trip through this game. If you're just joining us, well, you've missed an offensive onslaught for the Gatemen this time around. 9 runs on 10 hits. Dan, it started out with a 3 spot in the 1st, and right now they're coming off a 3 spot in the 7th.
And the 3 spot back in the 1st was just hitting the ball well, putting it into play. The 3 spot in that 7th was just taking advantage of all of Harwich's mistakes. They had 2 errors in that 7th inning. Wareham plated them. They've been doing a really nice job of controlling this game wire to wire.
Gatemen with runs in 4 separate innings. Colin LaBelle back to work for his 2nd inning out of the pen. Deals a first pitch slider that doesn't clip the zone to Connor Cuff. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for Wareham in this inning. Followed by Levi Clark and Dylan Dublovic. Out now a ball and a strike on Cuff, who was spectacular today. Started his day 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs in each of his 3 at-bats, too. 1-1. Checks his swing. He went around. Appeal to our third base umpire, Aaron Brown, and cuff behind 1-2. Struck out his last time up. Has driven in 3 of Wareham's 9 runs today. 1-2, called strike 3. Cuff went down looking in the 6th. This time goes down looking, and there's 1 away in the 8th.
A really good job, though, from him still. And the first 3 at-bats really got this Wareham offense up and going. He had RBIs on 3 of the 6 runs in those first 4.
Now it'll be Levi Clark. 1 for 3 day, had the RBI single back in the 1st. Pitch from LaBelle. Cutter high for ball 1. Wareham back in action tomorrow. It'll be the Gatemen at Orleans. First pitch set for 6:30 at Eldridge Park. Battle between the 2 teams that are currently sitting dead last in each of their respective divisions. Wareham trying to enter off a win right now in the driver's seat to do so as Clark gets behind 1-2. A little bit of rain in the forecast, hoping that it holds off. Orleans currently behind Bourne 7-1. Called strike 3. Clark down looking, and he doesn't like it. It's back-to-back backwards Ks here in the 8th, and LaBelle, after Wareham sent 8 hitters to the plate in the 7th, working a much cleaner 8th.
A really nice job from LaBelle. You mentioned the weather. Supposed to get half an inch of rain tomorrow starting at 6 o'clock in Orleans, and then it's supposed to rain 1.5 inches the next day all day. You honestly could be looking at back-to-back days of rainouts.
And could potentially be a factor of Ryan Smythe going with Mark Brissy, who is walking back to the bullpen right now. You imagine his day could be done as Dubovic rips one out into center field. Kirikoff over and under the lights makes the play. Clean 1-2-3 frame for LaBelle, much needed after a slow and methodical 7th. We head to the 9th at Spillane Field. Wareham with a chance to shut the door and get a win in the first game after the All-Star break.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Wareham 3 outs away from a big win after the All-Star break, currently in the driver's seat. 9-3 over Harwich as we've reached the top of the 9th. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, Dan Shalam, and they go with the 6-foot, 195-pound righty, Logan Shaw, to make his debut for the Gatemen.
The rising junior out of Marist appeared in a game, or in 15 games this past season with the Red Foxes, 22 1/3, while striking out 22 batters. The ERA at 7.66 over 15 appearances.
Gives us a chance to remind you that this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. So Logan Shaw struck out 22 batters across 22 1/3. And Dan, now he comes in during this home stretch for Wareham, trying to make a big impact down the stretch.
Adam, I got bad news for you. That is not Logan Shaw. That is
no.
Nick Ryder on the mound, making also his first appearance. But I think what tricked you up there is
the 5.
Shaw is 36, Ryder 35.
No doubt about that. That's where they got
Off
us.
by one number.
We knew it was a new guy. We hadn't seen him yet. But it will be Nick Ryder. Let's reset. Forget everything you just heard about Logan Shaw. And this Alyssa Wilding intuitive pitching change is Nick Ryder.
Let's see if I do better with this one. He pitched a lot this past season at Tampa. 86 2/3, a 10-0 record. He was really dominant. Had the lowest qualified batting average against on his entire staff at 211. So really a guy that Wareham is looking to dominate with, given how much he's pitched.
Had a perfect 10-0 record. Steps in against the 5, 6, 7 hitters. And the first pitch to Quentin Coates is outside for ball 1. 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Coates an 0 for 3 day with 3 strikeouts. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ryder originally from Newberry College. That's a heavy workload, but got some time off. Now joining Wareham here on July 20th. 2-0 is outside, 3 balls and no strikes. 35 walks across 86 2/3. Command wasn't really much of an issue in the spring. Trying to avoid a 4-pitch walk to start his summer. Cut on and miss. Coates with the green light, a 3-0 count. Understand why here in a 9-3 game.
Honestly, thought that one was a ball, too.
(3-1). And instead of a 4-pitch walk, it's a 5-pitch offering. And Coates takes first.
Obviously, first time he's pitched in a little while here. It's going to take him a little bit to get used to live gameplay. And you got a 6-run lead, so low stakes here.
Trying to bounce back against Sean O'Leary, the first baseman from UMass Lowell. It'll be right on left. Right now, attempting to work around a little bit of traffic to start his summer. First pitch of the at-bat, sharply hit on the ground, foul. The count 0-1. Ryder committed to Tampa back on June 9th after a really good season with Newberry. Deep breath. 0-1. Clips the outside corner. Nice job after a 5-pitch walk. Gets ahead in the count, 0-2. Really a slider fastball pitch mix for Ryder. 2 combined for over 90% of his pitches. That time goes slider, and it's way outside. Runner on first in the top of the 9th. Wareham, after losing back-to-back games going into the All-Star break. Nick Ryder trying to pick up the final 3 outs. The 1-2. Fly ball left side, curling out of play, and it won't be playable for the third baseman, Cuff. Wareham has never trailed in this game. Took a 3-0 lead in the first, and the closest it was after that was 4-3 in the third, and Wareham has continued to put up runs. 1-2 punched foul. Gatemen currently with 5 unanswered. Looking for this post-All-Star break sprint to the finish line, get off on the right foot. Right now, there's 3 outs away from doing so. Ryder in a 1-2. Out straight back. Pretty good battle from O'Leary. Ryder looks in. 1-2. Foul tipped into the mitt of Clark for strike 3. First strikeout of the summer for Nick Ryder, and there is 1 out in the 9th.
Really nice job of just bouncing back after the 5-pitch walk where he looked a little bit out of control. First time really pitching for Wareham. Battles against O'Leary and gets the out.
Not a huge strikeout guy. Saw from this past spring at Newberry. 74 and 86 and 2/3. Certainly not a bad number by any sense, but not a guy that you would expect to rack up a ton of here on the Cape. But gets his first, just 2 batters in. Brings up Tucker Stockman, who, just like his adversary right now, Nick Ryder, is also early on in his Cape tenure this summer. Stockman in his second game, played 1 before the All-Star break, and collects his first start today. The 0-1. Bottom third, called a strike. Well placed from Nick Ryder, and ahead in the count, 0-2. Coates off of first, being held on by Passo. Here's the 0-2. Cut on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for the reliever out of Newberry, and there's 2 down in the 9th.
That's how you settle into a ball game, and this is what we're going to see more of now from Nick Ryder. The wipeout slider just gets hitters. That 2-pitch mix is lethal.
Second strikeout of the day, and now Micah Kirikoff up for the Mariners, trying to extend this game. Wareham with a 9-3 cushion. Ryder sets. Runner on the move. Pitch outside. Obviously, nobody worried about Quentin Coates. Wasn't being held on by Passo, had a sizable lead, and really just jogged over to second. One-0. Popped up right side, curling foul. Out of play for strike 1. Kirikoff had the double in the third. Since then, he's gone down back-to-back times on strikes. Ryder looks in. Deep breath. 1-1, grounded left side and foul. Mariners down to their final strike. Wareham on its 5th arm of the day. Nick Ryder in his Cape debut. Trying to slam the door. One-two. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Clark on to first, and it's 3 straight strikeouts for Nick Ryder to slam the door and give Wareham its first win out of the All-Star break in its first game. Gatemen 9, Mariners 3.
Huge win here for Wareham in this game. They now won 4 of the last 6. They've been finding it as of late, finding it at the right time. This was wire to wire, hopped all over Harwich early, sustained the blows that they gave back and just kept on scoring throughout this game. Really nice job from the Gatemen and a well-deserved victory.
And with the Cotuit loss tonight and the Wareham win, Gatemen back within 2 points. That's 1 game of the Kettleers and a trip to Orleans tomorrow. Jake Schweitzer gets the win, and he was spectacular. Dan, if you're talking about a highlight, it doesn't go much further than that. How about 4 innings of perfect pitching?
That single-handedly won them the game. Did not allow Harwich back into it when it was, really just a 3-run game. So Schweitzer, undoubtedly the MVP of this game, did a really nice job through those middle innings, and then you got the 3 runs of insurance in the bottom of the 7th to lock it down.
Big win for the Gatemen, 9-3 the final. We're hoping to play baseball tomorrow at Eldridge Park. First pitch is scheduled for 6:30 there. But game 29 of the Cape League season goes to the Gatemen, 9-3 your final. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. We'd like to extend our thank yous to everyone behind the scenes, our entire production crew, pushing all the right buttons, getting us to the finish line here this evening. Wareham takes down Harwich, evens the season series at 2-2. And we'll talk to you tomorrow night from Orleans.